Hello, I am back. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I'm a lot better these last couple of days. I'll tell you a couple of things that has happened to me a couple of days ago. As you know, when I'm in the bathroom, often I receive messages and other things. And I can't describe what the other things are at this moment, but I do know I have received more than just messages. So this time I was sitting on the throne, and for a couple of days I was at my worst. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this possibly negative entity was messing with my heart. What am I going to do? What if this was a bad entity? And just what am I going to do? And I said in my last video that I was going to start practicing magic because that's part of who I am. But I was sitting in the toilet and all that was going through my mind, and all of a sudden my head raised because I was looking down. My head raised and I went into trance instantly. And these words came out of my mouth. I don't remember word for word because I didn't sit there and think about it or intended on doing it. It kind of goes like this. How I just can't remember it word for word. I don't even remember how it started. But when my head raised, I remember the words started flowing out. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is not me. It's not me. It's not coming from me. And it was something like, all negativity are not allowed in my apartment or around me from this day forward. You must be of positivity, of source energy, light vibrations, and very high vibrational. This is my right, or I might have said, this is my birthright. And from this day forward, it stands. And then I kind of paused, and then amen came out. And then I snapped out of it, and I'm like, okay, without a doubt, I know that was my higher self. If it was another entity, I'm not sure who it could have been, but I feel it was my higher self. I felt like she had to step forward because she knew I was losing my mind over this entity. And then some little things have came out since then that this possibly wasn't a complete negative entity, but it was one that needed to work on my heart. I don't know how that works, and I feel that's accurate. Since that day on the throne, I have felt the energies in my apartment get better and better. Today I had to come home and get my candles that I ordered for my witchcraft. By the way, once again, it's all good. I am not doing black magic. That's not who I am. But anyway, I came home at lunch to get my candles that were at my front door and to bring them in because I don't want them swiped. And I came in and I didn't completely walk through the door yet. And I'm like, this feels amazing. It hit me all of a sudden. This feels good. This feels positive. What is going on? I've kind of been going through those words that were said that day, going through it off and on myself, putting forcefulness with it, meaning I'm serious, it is going to happen and it's going to stay because it is my birthright. This is my law when it concerns myself. And I have a feeling that helped. On top of, I know I said in one of my videos that when I came home from work or came home from, I guess it was a store too, it was 2 days in a row, that when I walked in my apartment, I smelled my StarFamily of the frankincense. They were in here while I was gone at work. And I think they cleaned the house also. So the combination of two apparently has helped. Even right now, I don't feel that heavy lull that I have always felt. And I used to go around without authority or I mean this kind of attitude. I didn't like to sit there and say, you are no longer allowed around me. That didn't come out like that. It was just, okay, this is, you're not going to come here and do this kind of thing. It was like, there was no effort behind it. There was no authority as in, I mean this and it's going to stay. So there's a difference. Just so you know, you've got to mean it. You've got to make a point and you've got to make a stand like this day forward. This is my birthright kind of thing. You have to word things correctly. I do know without a doubt that there is a witch in me. I was born in those days where you were burned at the stake because I was told I was a white Wiccan witch, and I was always afraid to practice because I guess that I was burned. And I thought it was bad. As long as you do good things with it, it's good. And I know that has always been in me. I have been told and I have felt my whole life that I'm a very powerful witch. So we'll find out, and so will you, I guess. Because you follow me, you'll find out. The other thing I want to share with you is, regrettably, I am now on heart medicine. I know that I said that I didn't want it because I'm ready to go. And when it all came out in the doctor's office Friday, I kind of thought things through a little bit more, and I'm like, I need to be here to complete and prepare my oldest daughter's pathway before I go. Meaning, I think those two are going to struggle in life, and both of them will be better if they had their own house before I go. That way, they'll be financially okay. So what happened at the doctor's office was, I kind of got mad about the situation because I'm like, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? A nurse practitioner student came in to talk to me first. I okayed that. I'm fine with students, And she comes in and she's like, so what are you here for today? And so I told her, I'll back up a little bit more. I had emailed my nurse practitioner. Her RN nurse replied. I said, I feel really fatigued. Is that part of this heart condition that I've been diagnosed with? I was like, no, fatigue has nothing to do with it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And then another time, after the monitor was removed, for more than 2 weeks, my heart was still doing 30 or more of those double pumps, And all the research I did online, and you're not supposed to believe everything that you read online, but what helped me was I'm a medical assistant, so I'm familiar with 80% of the stuff. And it kept saying, yeah, if you have more than, it was like 15 a day, it's dangerous. It wears down the heart muscles, which is unrepairable, and it leads to instant cardiac arrest. And then when I emailed them and said, I'm still having these episodes. Oh, it's common. It's nothing to worry about. And I was sitting there thinking, no. So I made this appointment. Back on target now. The student nurse practitioner comes in and asked why was I there, and I told her everything I just said. Well, I didn't tell her the emails, but I just told her that my heart's been doing this since I had the heart monitor, as much as it has been going. Now, mind you, the heart monitor said I had 72 episodes of just one chamber and very minimal of the second chamber, which was like 6. Anyway, when I told her how many I was having, she goes, oh, no, that's not good. And her tone, everything changed. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, no, that's dangerous. And I'm like, I know. And she gets in my chart and starts doing all kinds of stuff. And then I'm like, it should be in my chart that on my mom's side of the family, everybody's got a heart issue, if not had a heart attack and died from it. It should be in my chart that I had failed a EKG recently, but I had a stress test and it said that I was fine. And then it should be in my chart that they thought I had a heart attack at one time and they had to admit me for further testing. And I said, I've had this issue my whole adult life, but it's been mild up until this point. And I said, and it's like everybody's ignored me. And now it's really bad. And she goes, yes, it's bad. So she's like, I'm going to put you on these pills and it should regulate you. She had to confirm that I didn't have anxiety anymore, in which I don't. And, well, she just wanted to confirm I had it, period, not anymore. No doctor is going to believe when you say, oh, I don't have it anymore, because anxiety just does not disappear. My starseed family took it. And I can't say that. They would commit me. So she's like, okay, well, I'm going to put you on this medicine. It should regulate your heart again. And I think that we need to further test you to see what is going on. There is something wrong and we just can't find it. And she described it's like a sonogram, not an ultrasound. And it really just gets in there and tries to dig up what's going on. And they're referring me to a cardiologist. And they're referring me to a second opinion vertigo doctor also. But then my nurse practitioner comes in. Well, this one leaves, and then mine comes back in with her. And I wasn't going to make her look like a fool by saying, I told you so, or anything like that. She's like, yeah, I really think that we're going to do whatever her name was, and we're going to do this. It's not good. And I'm sitting there thinking, I know. That's why I messaged you in the email. And then your nurse came back and said, don't worry about it. I'm like, some of us know what's going on with our body, but I was mad. I was pretty mad because I went a month with my heart doing what it was doing, which is enough time to damage the muscles. And I say that because they happen so much that it become very annoying because your body reacts as in, oh, that's my heart kind of thing. And then when it double beeps, double pumps, I mean, you can literally feel your heart do that. It was painless, but it's harmful. But I would feel that. And then it started getting where I would feel it 2 times in a row because it was getting bad. And that's when I really started getting worried. But when you could feel your heart do that through your chest and like you're trying to work and that happens in your body, it feels like you have to get prepared for pain kind of thing. It's like okay, it's good. You know, that kind of thing. And then the feeling of it became very irritating. Although it was painless, but it just got very irritating. And the more time it went on, I just knew it was going to damage. My mom's mom, she had chest pain. Of course, I didn't. I have random, like an aching pain every now and then, but it comes and goes. But she had pain for so long that she damaged her muscle and her heart. And when she finally went to the hospital, they told her, your heart muscle is so far damaged, we can't do nothing for you. And she slowly died. And I knew I was headed down that road if I didn't do something. So I'm taking the medicine. Since Friday night, I took my first pill. I think it was Friday night. It might have been Saturday. But I felt 3 to 4 since I've had that. And I'm assuming the longer I'm on these pills, the better regulated I will become. So I'm not sure what's going on. And I think that maybe my eldest 2 daughters might have this same issue. I don't know. But that's what's going on in my life lately. I've had a couple of visits come to me before I had this trance-like conversation that my higher self had threw out there. And I told him, I don't know who you are, please leave, because I didn't. I was confused of who was good and who was bad coming in my room, because I had no fear when that other one came. So I don't know if I had no fear because I don't have fear anymore, or it wasn't a totally bad one. Because I do know the neutrals will still try to help you, especially if a good piece of my star family went to them and said, hey, I know you're a healer or once were or whatever. Can you see what you can do? I'm assuming that's what's been going on. I had one, I think it was last night, where I woke up once again coughing, and it's a different kind of cough. I cannot explain it. It's like a cough. You know how you get an itchy throat and you can cough like maybe 5 times, it's done, it's over. Or, I don't know, any kind of cough, you can cough like 5 times and it's done and over. Well, when I wake up middle of the night and I see this tube or something moving away, it's a cough like I really have to just inhale really deep and get it over with. And just, I cough and cough and cough. I got so irritated last night. I woke up like that and I looked over to where they all withdraw to, and I said, would you please stop? Just stop. I'm tired of this. Stop. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if I'm having breathing issues in my sleep. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know one night recently that happened, and I saw whatever it was weaving around my clothes rack that I showed you once that was by my window. It's just a rack that I got some clothes on. You can see it swirling around the pole with like one eye or a light or a lens, whatever it was reflecting. And I sat there watching it weaving in and out of my clothes rack, and I'm just like, can you just please stop? It's a pain to wake up coughing like that. It really is. So that's all I have for today. I need to edit this before I go to bed and put it up at least. I hope you're doing well. And I noticed I got a few subscribers, and a new friend of mine had referred you from his page. I appreciate you subscribing. You have no idea how grateful I am. And I love all of you tremendously. And I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. Bye.